Okay.
Right,
Good
we
luck.
are live on Golf Pirate TV, and it is midweek in the Grant Thornton Isle of Man Golf Championships now. We were treated last night to a spectacular set of results, and tonight I've got Richard Skillicorn, who was actually videoed live on the final hole against PJ Vermeulen in what was quite an exciting game. Rich, so have you recovered? Is there a hangover, or are you all exuberant and looking forward to your next round?
Well, I won't be looking forward to the next round because quite clearly, Jed, I'm not in it. Um,
Your next round of
um,
golf. I'll correct you.
but no, it was. Got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it last night. No hangover. I played well. Um, Fair play. I played like Liam Cowan, who disappointed him who on Sunday by getting beaten by Kevin. But Liam came out and carried for me, and he messaged me this morning and he went, "Do you realise you hit 14 greens last night?" And I don't hit 14 greens. I don't hit it that well. But I played well. I've got no qualms. Um, PJ, first time I've ever played with him. Um, Obviously, the Castletown connection, he played well. I was three up through 11. And then he chucked three at me, three birdies and four holes, um, to get it back to all square through 15. But they were good birdies. There was not one that was outside 10 foot.
So where were they then?
And
Three birdies on the bounce,
they,
or what?
he birdied 12. Um, then he holed on, not the short one, that's 12, 13, 14 up to the
Yeah.
wall. He hit it like 11 foot, I hit it 10 foot. There was not much in it. He holed first, I missed. Then he birdied 15 out to the lighthouse. And all of a sudden I was cruising and I hadn't made a bogey on the back nine. But I'd gone from three up. And that frazzles your brain a bit. I lost 16, won 17. We stood on 18 and I wiped it in the rough down the right. And that's when you went live. But no, it was good. You know, I've got no complaints. Played well. PJ was quality, pounds it. He hits his two iron as far as I hit my driver. Um, Stood on one back from the college, 8, par 3. 168 to the flag. PJ just thumped wedge in there. Yeah. You know, he's hitting two iron, I'm hitting hammer. I'm hitting 8 iron, he's hitting wedge. It was good. We had a great game, good company. First time I ever played with them. Couple of things I'd like to say. One bit of advice I would like to give to PJ as he goes on into the competition. Come on, iron covers. What are they
Oh,
about?
what?
Oh, yeah. You know, iron covers, terrible, terrible, terrible. Hit it like Tiger, but iron covers, he just needed like a shoelace or something between them to complete the full set. Shocking.
Did they have zips on, or were they ones with little transparent little window?
Sadly, no, oh, no. They were the full zips.
Really?
Full zips. Um, that's one way to take two shots off your handicap. Get rid of your iron covers. No, we had fun last night. It was good. We both played well.
Yeah.
Flip of a coin. Honestly, I came off there. The only regret I have is that I hadn't played that 18th hole before. And, you know,
We did joke about that. Now, on the 18th, is it better just going down the left, or because that trouble on the right just sucked you in, didn't it?
um, I was guilty, I think. I honestly think I hit a decent tee shot. There's probably 30 people that watched it and thought it was rubbish. My problem was, I do think the tee lines up not in the way that straight down the hole, and I lined up down the lines, and down the cut
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
It, I even schoolboy error that. stand back, pick a spot, line your club face up, hit it. Don't get sucked in by the line to the tee shot. But hey, it's fine. All good.
Hey, it's a great hole,
But,
and what a lot of drama it had for the whole evening. It really is the place to go. So tomorrow night, I'm secretly hoping that we'll have more happening on that cliff top, gully infested final hole.
yeah, oh yeah. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but fair play. I mean, the things that a lot of people don't know, PJ, and you look at the guy, and he's got the deportment of a professional golfer. He is absolutely striking. He doesn't have a caddy, and in his background, people won't know this. He was actually a student at Newcastle University, so he's been at the party town of all party towns. So fair play to PJ, good attitude on the game, and he just seems to be very strong on those last 6 holes. I've been watching him throughout the competition, and he does have a command, especially of the 14th, 15th. Seems to be a strong point. So it's something to watch out for. Don't take anything for granted if you've got a lead.
Well, I've got. Do you know what, Jed? There's years I've walked off the 18th green at plenty of places because I've always been beaten. I've never won the thing. I've walked off. You kick the car. You kick the bag. I came off last night and went, yeah, I enjoyed that.
Excellent. Now, I think it'd be a good time just to think about one competitor who couldn't make it last night in the knockouts, and it was really sad to hear about Blade, and perhaps you just want to share with us what the circumstances were for him not to make an appearance, because we love him to bits. He's a great guy, but
Yeah.
please just let us know what happened.
Yeah, I believe, unfortunately, Lee Hunt, due to play Danny Bell, and Lee only found out in the afternoon that his father-in-law, his wife Sylvia's husband, father, had passed away lunchtime yesterday. Not a simple thing because they wanted to then try and get off Ireland to go to the UK to get to Hungary and then get on to where Sylvia's family are from. And unfortunately, Lee had to withdraw your family commitments. I don't think there's anybody in Isle of Man golf that could ever say a bad word about Blade. He's that kind of guy, and I think hopefully everybody would want to, give him the best wishes and say, regards to the family, and everybody understands what you're going through. He did the right thing, and we all want to pass on our best wishes to the family, to Lee, to Sylvia, and to Liam. One thing I did think, a little bit of class from Danny. When me and PJ were coming down the hill from the 5th tee, he just arrived, found out, and wandered onto the course. And Danny collared Lee and Karen, obviously mates from footy, who was caddying for me. And he just wanted to find out Lee's phone number so he could get in touch and obviously send him a message. And I thought, yeah, good stuff. Danny's obviously been cutting the greens at Peel all day, and you build yourself up. You get down there, it's a letdown, and didn't think of himself, thought more of Lee, and wanted to make contact. And so, fair play to Danny. Good bit of class there.
Good.
And I do wish him, because after missing a day, it'll be hard to pick yourself up for tomorrow. So I hope he, doesn't dwell on it, Danny, and picks it up tomorrow and gets on with it.
And of course, Lee, we look forward to seeing you back on the fairway and perhaps an appearance at the Willie Kirk at Rowney at the end of August. So we'll just dip into last night's results. I'll put the graphic on screen and we'll just quickly run through. Now, the first game, we had Corky against Lowy. We anticipated this was the game of the day, and Lowy was home for tea a bit earlier than what he thought. Or in the clubhouse for tea, because we know Paul, he was emptied out 8 and 7, but he was back on the fairways with his photography skills.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to say it, and there's a couple of things I want to say about that later. Larry said, "Oh, you know what he's like? Oh, I'm not that bothered. I'm not that bothered. I'm not that bothered." But it means absolutely the world to him to try and get another championship to get 7. He said, "Oh, it's the worst I've played in 15 years." It might be, but don't take that away from Johnny Cork. Johnny Cork, superb. You don't beat Paul Lowry 8-7. You might beat Paul Lowry 1 up or 2 up because he's that good. 8-7, superb. Paul's obviously not played well, but you always need to look a little bit more into it. John Cork's gone around there in 3-4 under for 12 holes. Whatever it was, 11 holes, and just, he's put them to bed. You know yourself, you can play somebody who's playing poorly, but you have to put them to bed. As poor as Paul may have played, fair play to Cork, he's taken care of it and absolutely put it to the sword as early as possible. And what you said there, Jed, fair play to Paul. Within 25 minutes of shaking hands, he was back out with his camera, and it's easy to get in the car and go home and sulk. So yeah, fair play to Larry, quality again.
And the thing is, Larry's good at photography as well. He's just amazing. So great pics from Paul. He's got that arty little trait, hasn't he, that no one would ever see. But yeah, Corky's through to the next round. So that the game.
I wouldn't know because he's posted 184 photos this week, and I'm on one of them.
Oh, there might be a message there, Rich, but don't take it to heart. So the next game, which was another major result, it was DC, Darryl Collister against Chal. And Chal has won. Who'd have called that?
It was always going to be tight. I was down on the range with Chal. Darryl was then turned up towards the end the other day before we all played. Chal's hitting it like he was hitting it 25 years ago. He's at home, he's playing well. My only advice to Chal is, if you're going to see the final, just think ahead 20 years, Andrew. Get your hair cut because you don't want a comb over on those photos.
Well, yeah, it'd be forever, wouldn't it? It'd be forever. Yeah. Okay.
Myself and Chal spent hours together. We must have been on 40 island trips together. And something I do have to say about Chal is he's taught me a few life lessons. We roomed together 3-4 times on county trips, and in a way, I think Chal kind of prepared me for marriage. Richard, pick up the wet towel, put those socks away. Yeah.
I thought we were going in a different direction there, but I'll accept that.
I was one of them. He'd be like, "What are you doing with that stuff? Make sure you fold your towels, Richard. Hang your blazer up." It
didn't work.
I'm getting heckled.
It didn't work. But yeah, Chal, book your barber's appointment for Saturday evening, just in case. But well played.
Doesn't want to get hurt, does he?
Well played. So we'll move down the list, and it was another shock result. It was vice captain of Castletown, Jez Bradley. It was a sudden death major event on the first extra hole, and Robbie Noon was dispatched. Incredible scenes.
Scratching my head about that one. When you're out playing, you do get vibes and people talk and you cross tees and they tell you, and it just seemed to me Noon was cruising 3 up with 5-6 to go.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they were down 18, and I can't understand. His position here, having never played that hole before and losing on it, and then from watching the footage, I couldn't understand why it hit it so far back.
You're absolutely right. You're right on that. You're right.
Couldn't I was scratching my head thinking, like, if you're one up playing that, you've got to hit 3-wood or hammer down there and wedge it in. Don't lay it back and make 4 at best. And then they went up the first, and Jez made a worldie of a 3.
Well,
and that was it.
The shot
I think once.
The shot that Jez hit into the 18th green was a 4-iron, and I don't know, it could be one of the shots of his life. It landed on the top step and he just managed to roll it down. I think Robbie was lucky to actually remain in play, so he was hitting from the left side. It was a big iron again, and as soon as he connected with the ball, you could see the anxiousness. He was fraught about where that ball is going to end up, and we're going straight up the first again. And then when it came down to that, Jez, he was sublime. He played the perfect shot. It just drifted over the bunker. It rolled down to the hole, and you could just sense the tension coming from him. He must have been like sweating like a heaven knows what, but it all went his way. It was a birdie 3, and he's into the next round. Incredible.
I think we said in the first one, don't be surprised if Jez gets quarterfinals, semi-finals. We've always had put Robbie as one of the favourites, but the way the draws pulled him out, I was surprised at it. Robert will go again. I thought there was a nice bit of a story building as well. Prior to last night, I thought Rob gets past Jez and his sister gets past.
Yeah.
I think of who it was. Thinking, you've got a brother and a sister that are likely to be semi-finalists in a championship, and I don't think that's probably ever happened again.
It won't.
You may have had mother. They're like to have a brother and a sister in there would have been good, but just didn't pan out.
It won't have done, but Robbie, I know you're going to be watching. Keep your chin up. You look great. The execution that you have when you strike the ball is something to behold. It's all experience points. You're a young lad, and look, come back, look at the Willie Kirk, get yourself your name on a major title. So we'll move on to the next game. Tom Doyle against Lee Morgan, and my forecast crashed. I had the pie maker to be the quarter-final maker, but it didn't happen. Tom Doyle was without his caddy, Tom Gandy, who's hopefully going to get on a European Tour event, and the pie maker got trashed. It was a flaky Cornish pasty that's underdone. I don't even know what went on.
I think I had a bit of a chat with Muffin, and he went, Tom played well, and that's about all you're going to get. I said, did you play all right, Lee? He went, yeah, okay, but I don't know, I've not really heard any reports, but Tom Doyle's on a bit of a run.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have picked him at the start of the week, but he's getting better. He's beating him name as well.
I know, and I like him. I like his style. And he's been schooled by Mr. Gandy, so we'll look out for his progress. Now, the next game, we keep escalating how big the games are, but maybe this was the biggest game of the night. We've got the reigning Ireland champion, Jamie Arneil of Ramsey Stroke Mount Murray, and he played Kevin Moore, a man who's come into form, and I'd like to hear your view on this, Richie. Tell me.
If halving the road hole with 8 when they're both 5 off the tee is anything to go by, but I wouldn't say you benchmark by that. I believe they both did play well. They just had a bit of a blip in the middle. Chatting to Jay, he was very pragmatic about giving up his title last night. He was like, it is what it is. I've enjoyed my year, and he was very positive about it. The only thing he wasn't positive about is that he doesn't appear to have received an invite to the past champions reception. Whether that was because he wasn't a past champion, but I'm pretty certain Jamie O'Neill would be receptive to receiving an invite to free beer at the weekend.
Yes, we want to see you down there on Sunday, Jamie, whether it's from your Santon residence or your Ramsey residence. It'd be marvellous. But I did speak to some spectators who witnessed the game, and it was quite obvious that Kevin Moore was in the zone. So there's been a transition this week. He was a bit shaky against Jeff Ward. We could see that. But it's almost like he's emerging as the past Kevin Moore, the previous Isle of Man champion. So let's just move on to the next fixture. We'll talk about the next round. But we had my favourite, Tommy Fenlon. He beat Mark Pugh. What's all that about?
Give me your thoughts on Tommy then.
I love it.
I've said from the start of the week, he was red hot as a kid.
Yeah.
He had 18 months off, and he's back. It's like he's almost gone into the locker room at Pulley, pulled them out, hit a few balls, and he's gone down there. What do you think?
I love the way he's missed a green. The ball's like lying on the barest lie ever. He's got the 58, 60 degree wedge, and he knocks it to a foot, and it's spinning all over the place and bangs in the putt. That's what I like. And he's in a pair of shorts and a pink shirt, and he's got the clan all following him. So I do like the attitude. It's like he's a character from a Guy Ritchie movie. You could put him in, but it's great for Max Golf.
He's a nice kid. He's a good kid. The 58 degree wedge is about 38 inches long. And I'll tell you, the 58 degree wedge, it's an old Callaway X grind. And Tommy's had it since he was 9 years old. And he's still, the 58 degree wedge he chips with, he's never used anything else. And it's a cut down wedge. It's 6 inches shorter than standard.
It seems like it's part of his body.
It is. It's pretty much, that's what it is. It's one of the things he's learned with, and it's always stayed in his bag. But he hits it quality. He can hit his 2 iron, his 3 wood, further than me or you now can hit driver. It goes one way. It's a left to right fade, fine. But he can crunch it. Good win against Mark. I think. Who's talking? I'm not saying he's had a soft draw, but I think he's had a draw of people that might make him comfortable.
Oh, but he played Mike Charmer first of all. That's a tough game.
Yeah. Tough game, but he played Mike Charmer, then he played Mark Harry, played Mark Pugh, and young Tommy's been fortunate that he's going to stand on the tee and be longer than all 3 of his opponents.
Really?
And yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he can hit it, can he?
Pounds it. But it'd be interesting to see how it works out when he pegs it up with somebody who's going to knock it past him. Well, he's been in the comfort zone, and first time he's been in this company, brilliant. And I hope it's a bit of a wakening call for Tommy, because he does actually need to realise with a bit of effort he could be very good.
That's good to hear. And this is where you get the inside information from the fairways of Pulrose.
Yeah. It's we've been lacking, where's the you still look at Ireland teams now.
Yeah.
We need some more step up and go from being good to being top quality.
Excellent.
When you look at it, Darryl, Corky, and all that.
Yeah.
They're all plus 30 plus. Let's get the next ones in.
Well, I think it's happening with golf. There's a lot of new faces on the fairways, as we know. So we'll just move on to the ladies' results. Have a quick look at them. But if you are watching Golf Pirate TV, which is covering Isle of Man golf, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, tune in, share, and spread the word that this is something a bit different for golf, or any sport on the Isle of Man. So we'll go into the ladies' results. I'll just pull them up onto the screen. So I do like the ladies' setup, and we've got some interesting games ahead, but we'll quickly run through. So we had Wendy Hogan, who, it must be the most natural name for an Isle of Man golfer, beat Jackie Murley from Douglas, who's one of your members, who's an established part of the furniture, really, at Douglas, isn't she?
Yeah. Jackie's our administrator, keeps everyone in order, runs the club, does cards, does everything. Wendy must be able to play if she's taking care of Jackie 8 and 6, or whatever it was, 7 and 6.
And then, of course, next we had the Linda Simpson. You might not say it's a cruise to victory. It was 2-1 against Skillicorn. So I think we can just dwell on that when we talk about the fixtures in the next round. Shirley Price beat Barbara Monk as expected. Kaylee Dawson managed to beat Jasmine Eggenbotham of Rowney from Blackburn. Heather Skinner beat Joy Platt 8 and 7. And we had Kath Cassidy, who's quite a figure personality on the fairways at the links, and she was beaten by Leah Dawson 7 and 6. Emma Noon, elegant left-hander, isn't she?
Yeah, she
elegant.
Yeah, good. Yeah, very good. Going to be very good.
Elegant. That's lovely to see. And the final game, which I've witnessed on the 18th, and we managed to capture on film.
Capture a bit of it, yeah.
and Loney. So Loney Evans beat Gaynor, and I think Gaynor was in the same place that you were. Okay, obviously it was a forward tee, Richard, or was it? I don't know, but it was it was a bit of a pickle, and I felt a little bit sorry for Gaynor. It became a struggle in the end, but fair play to Loney, who is the sister of PJ, where the resilience was demonstrated and the hole was won on 18, and Loney's through to the next round. So Loney, it's in your backyard. Tough task ahead. Linda, the Dawsons, Shirley. Hey?
Does she have iron covers?
I tell you what, I bet she has. But we'll check. We will check tomorrow. Right, let's move on to the fixtures for tomorrow, and we can wind up and let everyone get to bed. So we'll start with the ladies. It's Shirley Price against Leah Dawson. That is going to be a tough game for Shirley, previous past champion.
Yeah.
And similarly, we've got Kaylee against Linda Simpson. So we've got the Western
ace game. That could be an ace game, because I think Kaylee has had a bit of time out away from playing golf.
Yeah.
She went to uni, came back, started her accountancy qualifications, and has kind of come back to golf. She had a year, 14, 16 months out. Back again this year. Kaylee's good. Hits an ace. Really does. That's going to be interesting there. You know, that could be quite a good game. That's not.
I'm getting down there early. Because I can watch Linda Simpson hit an iron all day long. She is fantastic. So, Emma Noon against Wendy Hogan. Wendy's had some big wins on her way, so I think some of these games are going to be going down to 18. And the final ladies' game is Loney Evans against Heather Skinner, who, again, I love Heather Skinner's finishing position on her swing. It's so elegant. The left heel is raised, and the way she just sort of transcends the ball down the fairway. It's something to behold. So there's some great games for their ladies part of the event. So 5:10. Okay, we've got Kevin Moore against Andrew Challoner. Am I picking now? It doesn't matter now, does it?
Doesn't matter now. I think we're all in, aren't we?
I want you to choose this one, because I haven't got a clue.
Moot.
The Moot.
I'm going Moot. I just think he could be doing the thing that Kevin Moore does, and he's been awful for ages. He gets into this zone of competition golf and just gets better and better and better. And Kevin always puts well, and once he starts to hit it well, he's got an ability to beat people. I'm not saying that anything negative about Chal because I've been chuckling to myself all week about the way Chal's been playing. He seems to be absolutely superb. Nothing would please me more than to see Chal win it down there. But I've just got a sneak about Kevin this week now.
I like your style. I see something a bit different though. I see Chal is a golfer who's evolved, he's aged, he's matured maybe. I don't know, maybe there's less expectation. Obviously you're going for Kevin. I'm seeing a game that's going to go to hole 17, 18. I don't know. I don't want to call it. So hang on, let's just get our bet right. So I'm £10 in debt to you, am I? I can't remember.
There you are, yeah. I'm still £10.
£10 down, so we can try and square it up on these games. So it's in the balance, but I think for our little wager, I'll go for Chal. Okay, so the next game we've got Corky against, and I love it, Thomas Fenlon, but when you look at it on the sheet here, it says Fenlon Thomas, and he sounds like it's the landed gentry, a rather posh gentleman, but really, come on, what's your gut feeling?
Like I said before, I wish Tommy had come up against either a bomber or somebody who's got a bit of pedigree to get there, because it might give him a bit of steel. I hope he doesn't turn up and look at Corky as past champion guy who's beat Lowy. He needs to go out there and play the course, and then he needs to go out there and think, hang on, I've racked out 3 or 4 results at under par for 15, 16 holes. It's difficult first time around because he's not been in this company before. I'd love to see Tommy win it, but if I was going to tick a box, I've got to tick Corky's box there. Purely on the back of his last result, he's hitting it great. Spent some time on the range the other day, he's hitting it good. I'd go with Corky, but my heart says Tommy.
I'm likening this game to
the money.
It's like a World Cup semi-final, and it's the West Germans against Brazil. And we know what happened last time. I think the Germans won 7-1. But Corky has been on it. Everything has gone his way. But he's taken Bullhead, hasn't he? He's taken Lowy. You'd almost say they're a pair of mavericks. And really, Tommy Fenlon is the third maverick. So can Corky's analytical, mathematical, computational brain, can he overcome a triple fold of craziness? I don't know. The disorganisation, the randomness, the attitude. Can he just sustain it? Can it grind Tommy Fenlon down? Or will the youth?
I'm going to say there's something there, Jed. You play Peter Glover, you play Lowy. Can you get yourself as motivated to play Tommy Fenlon? Because he doesn't have the kudos and he doesn't have the previous Island Championships and everything, and then a bit of a name behind him. Don't take somebody like that for granted. They've got there.
Yeah.
And I just kind of think that's where Tommy's advantage to a certain extent could be, but I'm going to hold sway. I'm going to go Corky pure.
I'll go against you, and I'm feeling a good vibe about Tommy Fenlon and the Fenlon Massive, who've made their way down from Douglas, even though Dad is hiding behind a wall in the spirit of Where's Wally. Let's go for Fenlon. Let's go for him. Let's do that. Okay, the next game. It's PJ, who's been amassing some skulls this week, including yours, Skilly, against Doyler. from Mountmurray. So
it's not even worth talking about. PJ's going to absolutely piss it. He's quite possibly the best golfer in the field. Hits it miles. Got a few scalps on his record.
Big scalps.
Iron covers aside. Best golfer in the field. Hits it miles. Move on.
Right. Okay. So you'll go first. Did you get that, PJ? Did you get that, PJ? But Tom Doyle, he's the only player holding the Mountmurray flag. The only player holding the Mountmurray flag. And yet, when 64 golfers entered in the foray, there's Mountmurray plastered all over the board. So we'll see.
Doyle has had an absolute ace week. Good wins all the way through. I believe he's playing well. I know Gandhi bailed and he didn't have him the other night. Again, really good. Fair play, Could be the making of him as a golfer. Good run like this, you kind of then kick on and go, yeah, I am better than I've been pigeonholed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fair play. Yeah.
And it's been a long week for PJ. He's been carrying the bag himself. So let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm airing with you. I think home advantage. And I've seen PJ. He's just looked confident and strong. So let's go with that. So the final game is Jez Bradley against arrested Danny Bell. I think Jez, when he gets on that 18th hole, if the game's still going, he's going to win. It's going to be a tight one. And I think, and dare I say it, we're going to have the prospect, although I've backed Tommy Fenlon, the prospect of 4 Castletown players in the semi-finals. It's a chance.
They'll struggle to fill the clubhouse then. I don't know. No. Good game that again tomorrow. Jez goes under the radar, and I've said this all the way through. Dan goes under the radar. Jez will have a bit of home advantage maybe, but Danny's tough. He's another one. There's certain guys that you can peg it up against and you go, I know how good they are. I'm going to get beat or I can beat him. These are guys now, I think, that are now both building a bit of a reputation. And it's an interesting one. Because I think they're both probably at similar stages in their golfing career. Even age-wise, they've both come to golf a little bit late. They're not 20-year-old superstars coming through. Jez came a little bit late and got good late on. Danny's obviously been focused on the football. They've got different kind of things coming through. That's a good game tomorrow. But I've backed them all the way through. I'm going with Bella.
I'll go with Jezza. Okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow down at the links.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll actually have I'll have the video live. So if there's any playoffs, you can come and stand with me. We can do a joint commentary because thanks for all the positive comments and feedback that we had about that. It's kind of bringing a new dimension to the Isle of Man golf. And before we sign off, I'll just mention that I've got my Captain's Day a week on Saturday at Rowney Golf Club. So that is the 8th of August. So come down. It's an open competition if you want, and you've got a chance to break the captain's wallet into many pieces because we've got a challenge on the 8th hole where I'll be playing a hickory shot onto the 8th green. That's the beautiful par 3 which drops about 100 foot. And if you get closer than me, you get a beer token for Holty's finest hostelry when you finish your round. But there is a slight condition to this. And you make a little donation to the charity Cruise Isle of Man, which is a charity that we all know and love. And reaches out right across where we live. And if you just put a donation in, we have a little game, and you might earn yourself a free pint for a sneaky shot against my hickory shafted effort. So there we go. If you can come down, take note of that. We'd love to see you down at Rowney. But I think we'll sign off, and I'll see you tomorrow, Rich, out on the fairways. We'll be watching all these.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All these games.
Thanks for all your
Hey, it's great fun, and you know what? Congratulations to Mike's Golf. It's coming really good now. Lots of new people playing. An event like this has been staged ever so well, and it's attracting a lot of attention. So we'll catch up again, eh? Okay. Good night.
Thanks, mate.
Good night.
See you soon.